Hello, everybody. David Warshaw, certified financial planner at the Wealth Plan LLC. And today I'm going to build a retirement income plan for the Parker family using my Asset Map software. Let's dig in. Quick note. I recorded a video on the 5 levers in building a retirement plan, so definitely check that video out as it will help you understand this video better. Okay, so we are now in the Asset Map tool, and I want you to meet Peter Parker and his lovely wife, Mary Jane Parker. He also goes by the nickname Spidey. He is 50 years old. Mary Jane is 49 years old. So let's take a look at their financials, okay? Their net worth is about $700,000. Their income is about $300,000. So Peter makes an income from the Daily Bugle, right? He makes $200,000 a year. At age 67, he's going to collect $3,000 a month or $36,000 a year. He's got $250,000 in a 401k, which he's putting about $20,000 a year in. He also has a Roth IRA worth about $75,000. He's putting in about $6,000 a year into that. Mary Jane is an actress and model making $100,000 a year. Her Social Security is $22,000 a year, also starting at age 67. She has $75,000 in a 403b, of which she's putting in $10,000 a year, and $25,000 in a Roth, which she's also putting in $6,000 a year. They're sitting on about $25,000 at Chase, $100,000 in a brokerage account at Schwab, and they have a beautiful home in New York that's currently worth $500,000 with a $350,000 mortgage. So that's the case. Now, what I did here, okay, so moving into the target maps section, that's the financial planning retirement income building section of Asset Map, you see 4 tabs: what you want, what you have, what it means, and cash flow details. For this video, I'm really going to ignore the what it means. I'm going to focus on what you want, what you have, and cash flow details. That's where the good stuff is. I'm a big fan of the go-go, slow-go, and no-go framework, which basically says like, hey, when you're newly retired, you're going to want to spend a lot of money. So let's spend as much as we can up front. And then in the slow-go years, we're spending a little bit less. And then in the no-go years, even less than that. They want $100,000 from age 65 to 75 with a 3% cost of living adjustment. $90,000 from 75 to 85, same 3% cost of living. And then $80,000 from ages 85 to 95 with the same 3%. The investment rate of return we're assuming is 5%, which is a conservative rate of return. And I like building my plans with a conservative rate of return. What do they have? Well, they have that Social Security, right, from both of them. They have their savings, their 401k and Roth contributions, right? And I've left their income out because that income is going to go away when they retire at age 65. In terms of their assets, I'm including everything, right? Other than their banking account, right? I usually exclude, basic checking. It's there, but it's not there for this plan. And their home. And I deliberately excluded the home because they're not really using it for anything other than a place to live. It's not an asset that's available to them. If they sold their home, different story, right? The plan is basically different. I also want to point out that in this baseline plan, you hear, oh, inflation is 3% on expenses. It's actually a really big deal. If you look at what they're spending by the time they're 85, that $100,000 a year grows to age 75, $192,000. So inflation is a really big deal, which is why the goal of investing is to grow your wealth faster than inflation and taxes can take it away. With all of those assumptions built in, what does it look like? Well, they're 86% funded. Going over to the cash flow details, focus in on this end of year capital balance. They will run out of money around age 85. Not good, right? They want to live to 95, right? So what do we do? How do we fix it? Well, it says it right here. If they were willing to save more, all they would need to do is put in another $1,548 a month. Problem solved. So that's one strategy they could do. The client said, listen, Dave, I don't need to spend $100,000 a year in the beginning. You could drop us down by $10,000 in each phase. So that's all I did. And just making that one change, they are now 104% funded. They will leave this earth with $481,000. The next thing we can fix is the rate of return. What if their investments do better? And I do, in this case, think their investments will do much better than 5% a year. But what if we do 6%? Does that get us there? That's it. If they get 6% a year after all fees, they will hit their goal. They run out of money at age 94. If they get 7%, wow, look at that. They have $3.5 million at the end of the plan. Really astronomical. Another way we can help the Parkers get to their retirement goal is to modify their retirement age. Now, they originally wanted to retire at 65, but if they retired at 69 and were okay with that, well, now they're 105% funded. End of the plan, they leave $602,000. It's amazing what an extra 4 years of working can do. Now, another way we can fix the plan is by adjusting their mortality age. If we assume, hey, they're not going to make it until age 89, now they're 101% funded. End of the plan, $76,000. Now, I want you to look at this final scenario in their financial plan. Here, they're 148% funded. I basically lowered their expenses in the slow-go years. This means they're going to have $5.6 million at age 95 to leave as an inheritance. That's also not optimal, right? That means that there's all this money that's not being used for memories and gifts and travel and whatever the Parker's vision of retirement is. So that's a different discussion for a different day. But that is also something I feel we're not talking about enough in the financial planning arena of, hey, what happens if someone is really overfunded? What should they be doing today to enjoy their money? Ultimately, the key takeaway I want you to grab from this video is that there are many ways you can fix a retirement plan that doesn't look good. And the key is to update this plan yearly to make sure you are always on track. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video soon. Take care. Bye-bye.